Hey Raiders fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The whispers coming out of the Raiders facility have taken on a life of their own, and the name at the center of this storm is JAKOBI Meyers. According to people who claim to be close to the locker room, the wide receiver has quietly let it be known that he wants out, and that single desire has allegedly shaken the internal balance of the team. The way it is being told behind closed doors feels less like a formal trade request and more like a frustrated confession, shared in moments of tension and uncertainty. Teammates are said to be split between those who sympathize with his position and those who feel blindsided by the possibility of losing a trusted presence. Coaches in this rumor-filled version of events are walking a tightrope, trying to keep everyone focused while knowing that one unhappy voice can echo louder than an entire playbook. The speculation suggests that Meyers believes his role no longer reflects his value, and that the promises he felt were implied have faded into ambiguity. This is not being framed as an act of rebellion, but rather as a professional reaching a breaking point. In the corridors, people supposedly speak in hushed tones, wondering whether this is the first crack in a much larger fracture forming within the Raiders' identity. As these stories circulate, the locker room atmosphere is described as tense, almost electric, as if every conversation carries extra weight. Some insiders paint a picture of a space where jokes are shorter, music is quieter, and eyes linger a second longer than usual. JAKOBI Meyers, in these rumors, is not portrayed as loud or confrontational, but as distant, thoughtful, and increasingly withdrawn. That shift alone has fueled endless speculation, because players notice when one of their own changes demeanor. Veterans are allegedly trying to hold things together, reminding younger players that business decisions are part of the league, yet even they are said to feel uneasy. The coaching staff, according to this narrative, is holding extra meetings, not to address strategy, but to reinforce unity and trust. The fear being whispered is that if this situation is mishandled, it could snowball into a broader crisis of confidence. Everyone seems to understand that when a respected player feels unheard, it sends a message far beyond his own locker. The Raiders, in this rumor-laden version of reality, are not just managing a potential departure, but the emotional ripple effects that come with it. What makes this situation even more combustible, according to speculation, is the timing within the team's internal evolution. The Raiders are supposedly trying to redefine who they are, balancing tradition with a push toward a new identity. In that context, Meyers' alleged desire to leave is being interpreted by some as a symbolic warning sign. The talk suggests that he represents a certain professionalism and quiet consistency, and losing that could feel like losing a stabilizing force. People close to the situation claim there have been closed-door conversations that stretched late, not about play designs, but about expectations, respect, and communication. These are the kinds of discussions that rarely leak unless something deeper is wrong. The rumor mill insists that management is surprised by how fast this narrative has spread, even though no official words have been spoken. Fans, sensing uncertainty, are filling the silence with theories, connecting dots that may or may not exist. Yet inside the building, the feeling described is one of cautious concern, because even unconfirmed speculation can alter chemistry. In the NFL, belief and buy-in matter, and the idea that a key receiver wants out challenges both. Another layer to this unfolding story is how teammates are rumored to be reacting individually. Some are said to view Meyers' stance as a courageous stand for self-worth, a reminder that players are more than interchangeable parts. Others reportedly worry about what it means for their own futures, wondering if loyalty is being tested or taken for granted. This internal divide, even if subtle, can be dangerous. The locker room thrives on shared purpose, and speculation alone can chip away at that foundation. According to whispers, a few players have pulled Meyers aside, seeking clarity, while others have chosen to keep their distance, unsure of where they stand. The coaching staff in this imagined scenario, is emphasizing professionalism, urging everyone to block out noise, yet the noise seems to be coming from within. The Raiders are no strangers to drama, but this feels different because it is quiet, restrained, and unresolved. It is not about shouting matches or public statements, but about unspoken dissatisfaction. In that silence, imagination fills the gaps, and suddenly a single rumored request becomes a symbol of potential unrest across the entire roster. From the outside, analysts and commentators are already crafting narratives, but inside the building, the story is said to be far more nuanced. Those claiming insider knowledge suggest that Meyers' frustration is not rooted in a single issue, but in a series of small moments that accumulated over time. Missed opportunities, shifting priorities, and unclear communication are all being cited as possible factors. None of these, on their own, would cause an uproar, but together they form a pattern that is hard to ignore. The Raiders' leadership is rumored to be listening carefully, aware that dismissing these concerns could send the wrong message. At the same time, they are said to be wary of setting a precedent that could empower others to follow suit. This delicate balance is at the heart of the current speculation. The organization wants stability, while the player wants clarity and appreciation. In between lies a locker room holding its breath, waiting to see which way the scales tip. Even if nothing official happens, the mere presence of this rumor has already altered the emotional landscape of the team. As the story continues to simmer, fans are left parsing every sideline interaction and every media appearance for hidden meaning. A smile or a lack thereof becomes evidence. A brief exchange becomes a clue. This is the nature of sports rumors, especially when they involve a player as respected as JAKOBI Meyers. The Raiders, in this speculative retelling, are standing at a crossroads, whether they acknowledge it publicly or not. The locker room is described as being in a state of controlled chaos, where everyone is trying to act normal while sensing that something significant is unfolding. If Meyers truly wants out, the consequences could extend far beyond one transaction. It could force the organization to confront deeper questions about culture, communication, and direction. For now, everything remains unofficial, unconfirmed, and unresolved, which only fuels the intrigue. In the absence of facts, rumors thrive, and in this case, they paint a picture of a team grappling with internal tension that could define its immediate future. The second wave of speculation dives even deeper into what this alleged request from JAKOBI Meyers could mean for the Raiders moving forward. According to these rumors, front office conversations have taken on a more urgent tone, shifting from long-term planning to immediate damage control. The idea being whispered is that losing Meyers would not just be about replacing production, but about filling a leadership vacuum that is harder to quantify. Insiders claim that he is seen as a bridge between different personality types in a locker room, someone who speaks softly but carries weight. If that bridge collapses, factions could form, even unintentionally. The organization, in this version of events, is said to be weighing every possible outcome, from reconciliation to separation, knowing that each path carries risk. There is talk of trust being tested on both sides, and of meetings designed less to negotiate and more to listen. This situation is being framed not as a confrontation, but as a crossroads moment where empathy and authority must coexist. The Raiders' ability to handle this delicately could shape how players perceive the franchise as a whole, influencing not just the present, but the future. Rumors also suggest that external interest in Meyers, purely hypothetical at this stage, has only intensified the internal pressure. Even the idea that other teams might value him highly is said to have sparked uncomfortable conversations. Teammates reportedly wonder why that appreciation feels louder from the outside than from within. This perception, whether accurate or not, can erode confidence in leadership. The locker room, as described by these whispers, is buzzing with hypothetical scenarios, each one more dramatic than the last. Some players are said to be mentally preparing for change, while others cling to the hope that this is all a misunderstanding blown out of proportion. Coaches, caught in the middle, are rumored to be emphasizing routine and structure, believing that consistency can calm uncertainty. Yet the human element cannot be ignored. Players are emotional beings, and when one of their peers feels undervalued, it resonates. This is why the Meyers situation, even as a rumor, carries so much weight. It touches on identity, respect, and the fragile trust that holds a team together. Another intriguing angle in this speculative saga is how silence is being interpreted. JAKOBI MEYERS has not publicly confirmed anything, but that absence of denial is, in the eyes of rumor, as telling as a statement. Fans and commentators alike are reading between the lines, attributing meaning to every non-response. Within the building, this silence is rumored to be strategic, allowing space for internal dialogue without external noise. However, silence can also amplify uncertainty. Teammates may fill that void with their own interpretations, some more pessimistic than others. The Raiders' leadership is said to be aware of this risk, yet hesitant to address something that is, officially, just speculation. This creates a strange limbo, where everyone knows the story, but no one can acknowledge it openly. In that limbo, tension thrives. The locker room is portrayed as functioning, but fragile, united on the surface while questions simmer underneath. Whether this approach leads to resolution or rupture remains the central mystery of the rumor. Speculation also paints a picture of Meyers himself wrestling with conflicting emotions. On one hand, he is rumored to care deeply about his teammates and the city, making the idea of leaving emotionally complex. On the other hand, professional pride and personal ambition are powerful forces. Those claiming insight suggest that he feels a responsibility to advocate for himself, even if it creates discomfort. This internal conflict adds depth to the narrative, transforming it from a simple trade rumor into a human story about value and voice. Teammates, aware of this struggle, are said to be offering quiet support, even as they worry about the consequences. The Raiders, in this telling, are not facing a villain or a hero, but a situation where everyone believes they are acting reasonably. That is often where the hardest conflict arises. Without clear right or wrong, resolution requires compromise, humility, and timing. Whether those elements align is the unanswered question fueling this ongoing speculation. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. As the days pass in this rumor-filled atmosphere, every practice and meeting is said to feel slightly different. Observers claim there's an unspoken awareness that this chapter, however it ends, will leave a mark. The Raiders are portrayed as a team at a psychological turning point, where how they handle internal dissent could define their culture. Players are rumored to be watching closely, not just for what happens to Meyers, but for what it signals about their own standing. In professional sports, perception can be as powerful as reality. If the perception takes hold that voices go unheard, trust erodes. Conversely, if the organization is seen as responsive and fair, loyalty can deepen. This is why the stakes feel so high, even without official confirmation. The rumor itself has become a test, a mirror reflecting the values of everyone involved. In the end, the JAKOBI MEYERS situation remains a story told in whispers, glances, and half-confirmed accounts. Nothing is settled, nothing is announced, yet everything feels charged. The Raiders' locker room, according to this speculative narrative, is indeed in a state of simmering tension, waiting for clarity. Whether that clarity comes through reconciliation, change, or simple passage of time is unknown. What is clear is that this rumor has captured attention because it speaks to something universal in sports: the delicate balance between individual ambition and collective identity. Until that balance is restored, the speculation will continue to swirl, keeping fans, players, and observers locked into every subtle development, searching for signs of how this internal storm will finally break. As the NFL world waits for clarity, the air is thick with anticipation, and the potential impact of Crosby's departure cannot be overstated. Every rumor, insider leak, and analyst prediction contributes to a growing sense that a seismic shift is underway, one capable of redefining not only the Raiders' defensive identity, but also the broader league landscape. The discussion surrounding his next destination encompassed talent evaluation, competitive fit, financial strategy, personal preference, and franchise vision, creating a level of intrigue rarely seen in professional sports. From locker rooms to boardrooms, from fans to media, everyone is engaged in the speculation, aware that the outcome could influence playoff races, division standings, and long-term strategic planning across the NFL. While the specifics of Crosby's next move remain unknown, the conversation itself underscores the extraordinary influence a single elite player can wield, highlighting the intersection of performance, power, and perception in shaping the future of a league defined by speed, strategy, and spectacle. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.